So, at the end of the day, I know that this might not be everyone's cup of tea, depending on what you're actually here to be watching, whether it's like the funny moments or just the really, really dumb commentaries. And this one's kind of out of left field, right? Because it has to do with the world of professional wrestling. A little bit of backstory. I've actually been a fan of WWE since I started watching it back. I believe in 2005 is the earliest I started watching, and then I got really, really into it come 2006. Was like WrestleMania 22 being one of my favorite WrestleManias, with like Rey Mysterio winning the championship, the entire story and the arc he had to get there, and then so on and so forth. And I know there's like a dry period where even myself, I wasn't really watching WWE too much because it wasn't on free television. I know for me, the way that I was able to consume wrestling at the time was watching SmackDown because SmackDown was like on Fox, which was like the easiest thing to watch. Or I know even sometimes they would do like reruns of Monday Night Raw on like a Spanish channel with the Spanish commentators, and that was really, really fun to watch. And I know recently I've just been getting more into wrestling in regards to keeping up with what's going on. I know nothing's on free TV anymore because Monday Night Raw is on Netflix and SmackDown's on USA, so I've actually kind of deviated to watching NXT because that's on the CW and that's free television. So I've been having a lot of fun getting to know like the developmental stars. They kind of get pushed into the main roster. But what is it that I really want to talk about within this video, right? Well, when I actually came to, I think it was 2023. I don't know what WrestleMania that was. Was that like WrestleMania 39? I should have probably done my research. But yes, that WrestleMania obviously was WrestleMania Goes Hollywood. It was here in California. I had the funds, fortunately, to be able to go. And it was a lot cheaper because obviously living in California, all I really had to do was just drive to the actual stadium, which I forgot what it was with the SoFi Stadium. I completely forgot what stadium it was, but I know for me it was a lot cheaper because all I had to do was buy the tickets for the event, and that's about it. Like I wasn't traveling, renting hotels, or doing anything to go to the event like other people, right? But this year's WrestleMania, which I believe if that one was WrestleMania 39, I believe this one is 41. Like I mentioned, I probably should have done my research right, but this one is actually going to be at the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. When it came to WrestleMania after the one that I attended back in 2023, I told everyone around me if WrestleMania is within one of the neighboring states around California, whether it's like I believe like Utah, Las Vegas, Phoenix, Arizona, like these type of areas kind of closest to it, I would be more than willing to like make the drive. And lo and behold, with the announcement of it being in Vegas, I was kind of just locking in at that point. So yes, I know recently I booked hotel rooms to be able to go. I booked my tickets for both nights of WrestleMania on I believe it's the 19th and 20th to go. But at the end of the day, for some reason this year, and I think this is like the sentiment that maybe a lot of people within like the WWE or like the wrestling community have, it doesn't necessarily feel as hyped as like years prior, right? I remember when WrestleMania 39, the one that I went to in California, was happening. They had really, really star-studded matches, and I had like a lot of fan favorites that were there, including like obviously being able to watch John Cena wrestle against Austin Theory. We got to see Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns Part 1, where, unfortunately Cody Rhodes lost, right? We got to see Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens capture the unified tag team championships. Like there were so many cool, and we even got to see like Edge. I think that was his last WrestleMania in a Hell in a Cell against Demon King Finn Balor. So there's like a lot of good matches that were kind of being implemented within that WrestleMania in and of itself. All in all, what I'm basically kind of getting to is the fact that for me, WrestleMania 39 was really, really fun. Maybe it's because I have rose tinted glasses because, I grew up liking wrestling and that was my first ever WrestleMania that I was attending. But even then, like, I knew who the superstars were. I knew what they were actually capable of doing. And they just did such a fine job with what they had as well as what they were able to do. And even, the following year with Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes versus, the final boss and the tribal chief. And then, the tribal combat match with all of those, surprises. Even like the littler matches within that main card for that WrestleMania were really well implemented. And then as we're kind of getting closer to this WrestleMania, I don't feel that same that same hype about it. Even when I was getting my tickets, because I got my like hotel tickets first, because I'm like I really just want to have a place to go just in case, and even if I don't go to WrestleMania, at least I could go for like a small vacation away from my work. But as I was getting the tickets and seeing how expensive they are for like the 2 day package and just not really feeling hype. Like I felt like I was begrudgingly buying these tickets just to have like a mid experience this time around. And I'm really hoping that that kind of changes as we're getting closer to WrestleMania. Obviously, of the time of me recording this video, it's still like 2 to 3 days before Elimination Chamber. So that's where a lot of like the bigger matches are going to start being implemented or being booked for WrestleMania. Because I believe at the moment of me actually making this video, the only ones that are basically confirmed are Jey Uso versus Gunther, and then Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany Stratton, right? Like those are like the only two title matches that they have, and we don't even know what the other matches are even looking like. Obviously, there's sprinkles of rumors here and there about who's going to be wrestling who. Like I know people mentioned AJ Styles versus Finn Balor, which that would be a cool match in and of itself. I know they're kind of talking about Braun Breaker kind of going into like a multi-man match for the Intercontinental Championship. A lot of people are getting kind of worried about like the Sami Zayn possibly going up against the Karrion Kross because no one, for some reason, no one likes Karrion Kross or really feel like he's being utilized as well as he probably should be. Obviously, if they go that route, we know Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens will be a really, really good match for them to have at WrestleMania. A lot of people are scared about the Elimination Chamber because they feel like something's going to happen within Logan Paul and John Cena. And they're going to be getting Logan Paul versus John Cena at WrestleMania because obviously myself included, I'm a biased John Cena fan. I want him to win the Elimination Chamber and go into winning the actual match to be able to get his 17th or possibly get his 17th at WrestleMania. So seeing, I know a lot of people when it comes to Logan Paul, they're just like doing this fantasy booking as to what could possibly happen with like him and John Cena, or even a lot of the feuds we've been getting with him and CM Punk, right? People are kind of worried that they're gonna move away from like the triple threat match of CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns, and kind of just put CM Punk with Logan Paul. Like I feel like whoever gets like the dirt sheet is basically just going to be going up against Logan Paul, and I'm really hoping it's not one of the bigger stars because I want them to have their overall moments at WrestleMania. And at the end of the day, a lot of those matches that I was actually mentioning do sound appealing to me. Like obviously like the triple threat routine, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk. If that happens, that'll be really, really cool. Obviously the John Cena versus Cody Rhodes, if we get that, the CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes, if we get that, would be pretty cool too. Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton, whatever they end up doing, should be really, really cool. The multi-man match as well with Braun Breaker would be really cool to introduce other stars into the picture for the Intercontinental Championship. Like there's so many things that are still left to be talked about when it comes to this WrestleMania. But just the fact that, obviously we're still like a month away from it, right? Or probably even 2 months when I'm actually uploading this. And I don't feel like that WrestleMania hype like I did, 2 years ago when I went for my first ever WrestleMania. And I'm really hoping that changes because, like I mentioned, I already have my tickets as well as my hotel. Like, I'm basically locked in. And I really don't want to get to a point as we're getting closer to April to just be like, man, I really just dished out, this amount of money. I know a lot of people are going to be like, it's your money. You didn't have to go. I understand that. But I'm a huge wrestling fan and I want to be able to experience WrestleMania when I can. I'm just kind of disappointed with how it's like slowly building. And I know people are probably going to be like, you're just a casual fan, let Papa H cook, like they always say. And I'm really hoping that it becomes like a really star-studded WrestleMania past Elimination Chamber because I really want to see what the talent has to offer. And I'm really curious to see what the match card is actually going to be because at the end of the day, as much as I feel like I'm not hyped, this is like a very unpredictable WrestleMania this time of year, right? The other years, with Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, it was like obviously Cody Rhodes losing. I didn't predict that. I thought he was going to win at that WrestleMania, but like the following years, it was still kind of like it had like that aura around it about like who's going to be winning what or who's going to be going after what. But this year, it's like where are they even going at the end of the day? So yeah, like I mentioned, it's just like a really quick rant because I wanted to get my thoughts out about this WrestleMania because like I'm mentioning right now before Elimination Chamber, it does feel pretty mid, especially getting Jey Uso as the Royal Rumble winner. I'm a huge fan of whatever they do. Like I'm not one of the haters that's like bashing on Jey Uso winning or anything like that. I'm just hoping that the match against Gunther is really, really good, and if they go the route of him winning, hopefully he's going to be a really good and over champion. And then obviously, hopefully once Elimination Chamber rolls around, we start getting hyped, y'all. Because, like I mentioned, I really want this WrestleMania to be nice, and I do want it to be an experience for me, especially with the traveling I have to do and going to Las Vegas. This is my first time going to Vegas, y'all, so hopefully I can make it a good one by attending a really good WrestleMania and not a very mid or poorly booked WrestleMania, right? But if you guys are wrestling fans like myself, what are you guys feeling about this road to WrestleMania? Do you feel like it's lackluster? Do you feel like it's okay? Even for you guys, if you're expecting some type of matches, what are those matches? Like I mentioned, for me, if they have John Cena win the Elimination Chamber, that would make me the happiest guy on the planet because I get to go to WrestleMania and watch him main event WrestleMania, right? But there might be other people out there who think differently and see someone else winning. But at the end of the day, like I mentioned, I got my stuff taken care of. I got all of my tickets booked. Let's see how WrestleMania goes, you know, and maybe I'll make a video as I get closer to WrestleMania, or maybe even after, just sharing my thoughts and opinions on the actual experience. But who really knows, right? This channel is kind of just random and me blabbering and flabbering all the time. So hopefully you guys have an amazing day, and hopefully you guys are enjoying this road to WrestleMania. Peace out, y'all.